Here on a beautiful Sunday morning. Boy, I am glad you're here today because Harold Payne, all the way from Los Angeles, is in the house. And we had a fantastic show last night, and he'll be playing with the music team today. All the songs that he performs today are his original compositions. What you got for us, Harold?
There's a lot of situations that try to test our patience. We don't have to let them mess up our day, 'cause they're just little speed bumps on the road of life, and nothing's gonna rain on our parade. And if you wanna know the secret for getting things done with minimum headache and maximum fun, some simple advice: you got to treat people nice, and you always have a good outcome. Just supply a little positivity. Positivity, that's all you really need. A sunny disposition keeps shining unconditionally. So you're driving on the freeway and there's not a lot of leeway on the side, up ahead or behind. Seem like everybody's late for something, racing, rushing, honking, bumping, still not making good time. So instead of giving someone a piece of your mind, stop and let them in and flash the peace sign, and hold up 2 fingers instead of just one, and they'll do the same for you, son. Just supply a little positivity. Positivity, that's all you really need. A sunny disposition keeps shining unconditionally. Oh yeah, and you find that the potential for joy is exponential. Imagine what this world could be with just a little more positivity. Positivity, that's all you really need. So here's to all the people who soar like an eagle. You're just a smile and a smooth attitude, with the wings spread wide, raising everyone in sight, lifting our collective mood. It's amazing how one person can somehow seem to light up a room, or sing a happy song and make a flower start to bloom, or reach out to somebody who's feeling lost and all alone, and say some words of comfort to make them feel at home. All you need is just a positivity. Positivity, that's all you really need. A sunny disposition keeps shining unconditionally. Oh yeah, and you find that the potential for joy is exponential. Imagine what this world could be with just a little more positivity. Positivity, that's all you really need. All it takes is just some positivity. Positivity, that's all you really need. A sunny disposition keeps shining unconditionally. Oh yeah, and you find that the potential for joy is exponential. Imagine what this world could be with just a little more positivity. Positivity, that's all we really need. Just a little positivity. Positivity, that's all we really need. Don't you know, a little positivity. Positivity, that's all we really need. That's all we really need. That's all we really need.
Harold Payne!
Thank you.
Let's stay stand and affirm what we know to be true. God is good and all is well. What a wonderful morning, beyond compare. I feel God's loving presence everywhere. I am filled with joy profound in a world where many miracles abound. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well.
Good morning, Unity. Something wonderful is happening here today. We had such a fabulous time last night and more to come. So welcome to Unity Bonnier, where we live and express unconditional love and grow together in peace and prosperity. My name is, oh my goodness. My name is Patty Bittner, and I am a minister here, and I am serving alongside all of you because this place is a place of love, and every person is an expression of Christ. So we're all in this together.
Check 1, 2. Patty, would you like to use one of these mics?
Sure. But,
Thank you.
testing. Am I good? No, I'm not good. I can grab this one over here and we can just turn this one. Testing. Testing. Is there? Oh my gosh! All right, we're gonna get it together here. Testing. Yay! Okay. So whether this is your first time here or your 100th time, whether you're in person or online, we're grateful for your presence and participation in this special time together. We have come as part of love's divine purpose that calls each of us to celebrate the connection we all share through the holy presence within us and all around us that we call God. And all you have to do is look out that window and just go, oh my God, right? In this spirit of community, we unfold in light and love all spiritual and religious gatherings and all people everywhere. We especially welcome any of you who are here for the first time. If you're in the room, please raise your hand and we will bring you a visitor's packet. And we invite you to join us for fellowship coffee after the service. And if you're with us online, we invite you to click on to unitybonair.org to find out all the wonderful activities we have here. Okay, so I usually have a joke. So this is a joke, but it's a true story that happened. So I was had an older lady, and older, funny, spunky ladies are like just the best, right? So she called me late at night and said, I've fallen and my family is unable to help me. So I said, let me get some clothes on. I'll be right over. She said, we're going to have to call 911. And I said, well, just let me come to help you. So I got there. She had to make her way to the door to let me in. She'd hurt her leg. And I get to the door, and we go back to her bedroom, and I'm fixing we're going to call 911. So we said, well, let's start with that. So we do that, and then I'm fixing a bag with the little goodies you take to the hospital. Before I'm even done doing that, they're at the door knocking, so I let them in, and first come two men in, and they're looking at her leg and taking her temperature and doing all this stuff. So they get to her blood pressure. And I didn't hear what the number was, but they said the number, and she goes, well, that's a little higher than usual. But it's all your fault, because it's been a long time since I've had 3 men in my bedroom. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's take a breath in. And just remember the truth of who we are again. That we are here expressing the love and light that is divine mind. And we each have our own little bodysuit to do it in. But we are these beings connected to an infinite and inexhaustible source of love. So we just let that get into our being. We are connected to an infinite source of love. So we're going to create this space in here. We're going to open our hearts to allow the love to flow in and our love to flow out. And as we do this, we're going to hold special folks in our circle of love, those whose names are in the prayer box, and our usual folks who are in the midst of healing. So we hold Silas and Taylor and Ethan, and my taste friend Kuthera Tom, Lonnie Loyal, Jack McNamee, Michelle, and Linda Matika, and Thelma, and Maddie, and Bill. And if you have anyone in your circle of loved ones that you would like to add, you may add their name now, either silently or out loud. And we just see these precious loved ones filled with the truth of who they are, able to dive into their divine center and find the strength, the faith, the power to know that they are bigger than any circumstance they are facing. So we see the light of Christ vibrating in every cell of their body, in their consciousness, in their lives. And we bless them. And then we move beyond just our community here to enfold our world. We hold Richmond in our hearts. We hold our country in our hearts. We hold those who are in political positions and have the ability to assist folks and help them deal with whatever is going on in the surroundings of their lives. We just see love coming forth in these leaders' hearts, giving them inspiration to do things that make an incredible difference. And we hold these places in our world where there is strife and war and death and grieving. We bring them into our circle of love, that they might feel the peace that passes understanding. Know that they are held in love, that they are indeed love themselves. And now we add our children in the world. We just think of little ones we know and let the vision of those smiles and their antics bring a smile to our face. And we bless our children. And know that we have been given priceless treasures in each one. And then finally, we go to this moment in our lives, things for which we are grateful and so appreciative. We just let those ideas float across our mind for a moment and let our vibration raise up to a higher frequency. And we close with our usual mantra of saying, I am grateful 3 times. Please join with me. I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. And before we do our statement of truth, so I want to show you, those of you who were here last Sunday saw me receive a gift at the end of the service, and this gorgeous stole was my gift. So thank you, everyone. I love it. And now let us affirm what we believe. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God, the omnipotent good. The music team is going to help us sing the Lord's Prayer.
Would you like to stand? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Please be seated. I apologize. That's right. We do have a song. Let's all stand. It's an interesting morning. We're so glad everybody's here, because something wonderful is always in the midst.
That's because everything you do here is something wonderful.
That's right.
My guitar on? Oh, well.
Hey, Sherry, the guitar's not on now.
Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Got to say it again. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Oh, something wonderful, yeah, yeah. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Whoa, something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. All this love inside, we can let it shine. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, oh yeah. Something wonderful, yeah, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Let's break it down and give it to you now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Something wonderful, oh, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Let's take it home now. Oh, something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Big finish. Something wonderful.
Good morning, and welcome to another Sunday in the neighborhood of love and divine echoing. My name is Barbie Nunley, and I am honored to be your service leader today. And we have lots of transformational opportunities. So here we go. This is the last week to sign up for one of our spiritual groups. The sign-up sheets are in the main hallway. We also have a What is Unity session today. What is Unity is a brief 30-minute session to learn more about what Unity teaches. All are invited to join us, and we start at noon in the education room. On Wednesday, May 1st, the men of Unity are going bowling. They would like to get a head count and to know which bowling alley is preferred. The choices are Bolerio on Schrader Road or Bowl America on Hull Street Road. Please contact Rusty Rothrock if you would like to go. Is Rusty here? There he is. The fun starts at 6:30 p.m. Join us, the more the merrier. Did you see your e-news announcement? E-news is moving. The new schedule for the newsletter is 10 a.m. on Thursdays. Then be sure to note your calendar. Daniel Namad is here with us on Sunday, May the 5th. Daniel is a singer, songwriter, producer, and humanitarian. He has performed his profound, heart-opening original music for millions throughout the United States. And Daniel will lead our service and then share an amazing workshop at 1 p.m. The workshop is Be Like Water, a workshop of faith, serenity, and surrender. It will offer a glimpse into an entirely different, utterly calming and comforting way to look at your life. Please join us for this step back from your daily pressures and to-do lists. All are invited. And our Eleanor Root Prayer Shawl Ministry will sit and knit in the lobby before the workshop. Supplies provided and all experience levels are welcome. And we're on the move with lots of opportunities. Keep up with us by checking your e-news, our website, and follow us on Facebook. And now, our words for today, inner peace. I find peace in the beauty all around me. A clear day, flowers swaying in the breeze. A gentle flowing stream, all reveal the presence of God and reflect my inner nature. Lasting peace resides within my mind and heart. If that peace is temporarily disturbed, if I am feeling out of sorts about my life, or a situation of a dear one, I draw upon my strength and stability by turning away from outer circumstances and going within. I quiet the chatter of my mind, perhaps thinking of one of my peaceful places. Imagining the breeze caressing my face and hearing it trickling stream. In this quiet state, I connect with my source energy and begin to feel a settling calmness. I consider my life from this higher perspective and remain centered and serene no matter what is happening in my life and in the world. And the reading is from John 20:26. Peace be with you. And our affirmation is, I'll repeat it once, I'll say it once and ask you to repeat it 3 times, with lots of energy. I call upon the infinite peace of God within. Together, I call upon the infinite peace of God within. I call upon the infinite peace of God within. I call infinite peace of God within. Namaste.
Thank you, Barbie. Thank you.
Right here, right now, we are all connected somehow. Even a whisper in the dark becomes a prayer that reaches out and touches your heart. A rising tide lifts us all. Every drop of water helps to keep the flow. When you make a ripple in the river of life, we will all be lifted, lifted by the rising tide. We all have dreams of a world where we can live in peace, and each act of kindness can build a bridge that leads us to the common ground between our differences. A rising tide lifts us all. Every drop of water helps to keep the flow. When you make a ripple in the river of life, we will all be lifted, lifted by the rising tide. I'm holding on to what I know that we can be. a sea of possibility. Oh, rising tide lifts us all. Every drop of water helps to keep the flow. When you make a ripple in the river of life, we will all be lifted, lifted by the rising tide. You know, a rising tide lifts us all. Every drop of water helps to keep the flow. When you make a ripple in the river of life, we will all be lifted, lifted by the rising tide. Lifted by the rising tide. Oh, oh, lifted by the rising tide. Gonna be lifted, lifted by the rising tide. Lifted by the rising tide. Lifted by the rising tide.
Harold Payne.
Okay, we're doing a testing. Am I? Testing, testing, testing. That's good. Okay, we're going with this one. So, Harold, we're so glad you're here with us. Thank you. He had us singing in Japanese and English and Taiwan and all different languages last night. So, we've been doing a power every month. We've had so much going on. It's the last Sunday of the month, and I'm getting to the power of strength. And the title is All the Strength You Need. And I love trees as images of strength. And now let's go to slide 2. As we gain spiritual maturity, we grow in understandings about what it means to be strong. We draw upon strength, a spiritual power inherent within all people. Am I echoing again? All right. Yep. Gary, are you good with that? All right. Well, we're going to do it. Us to eat healthy and exercise our muscles. No, is it doing it again? They've got this turned off back there, right? So, okay, testing. No, I'm okay. So, what shall we do? Okay, well, I'm going to talk and we'll see if it gets better. So even though it's important to exercise our muscles and eat well, that's one kind of strength, right? Our physical strength. But the even deeper strength comes from within. And we all know this, but we forget it, at least I do on a regular basis. We go to the invisible realm for the really good stuff. For stuff like strength, or love, or faith. Spiritual strength supports us in living with divine boldness, or as Reverend Linda Whitsett calls it, divine audacity. When we are centered in spiritual strength, we can move forward with what is important to us in our lives. We don't let circumstances, outer things stop us. As we express with true strength, we press on with clarity and courage amid a challenge. We focus on our dreams and goals, knowing we have what it takes. And we can remind ourselves with affirmations like, I am strong, and my true strength comes from within. Slide 3. So as I was kind of researching for this week, I found this one sentence I'd never heard of or thought of. So all divine ideas have their origin in the silence, we know that. Silence and stillness are the matrix out of which come all needed good. This theme runs throughout the teachings of Jesus. The idea is taught and then practiced in the unity way of life. The abode of pure power is silence. And this is what I hadn't thought of before. The abode of pure strength is stillness. When we enter a state of inner silence and stillness, we are connected to the source of pure power and strength. Sherry, have you got the monitors turned off? That's all I got. Well, you all can hear me, but then there wouldn't be anything going to the live stream. Okay, well. Oh, that's an idea. Tom, say it so Shirley can hear you. Okay, well. So when we enter a state of inner silence and stillness, is it getting worse? We are connected to the source of pure power and strength. All right, maybe somebody needs to come up here and dance the sermon today. Okay, are we on slide 4? Let's put that up. This is one of my favorite sayings. Nothing is so strong as gentleness. Nothing so gentle as real strength. So, Deb, are the slides not working? Oh, okay. Okay. That's what Sherry's telling me. Okay, so the people that I admire the most, the strong people in my life, are the gentle ones. They're the calm ones, right? Nothing rattles them. They're unflappable. And my dad was someone like that. And he might have been flapped on the inside, but he never showed it on the outside, right? It's this amazing gentleness and strength. I'll say next slide is a picture of Andrew and Peter. So Andrew is the biblical figure for strength, and we remember when Andrew discovered Jesus, he went and got Peter, and he said, we have found the Messiah. So when we know that we have found the inexhaustible source of all strength, we don't have to go looking for it, it's always right within our very being, then we can exclaim, we have found the whatever word you would use, the answer, the power, the greatness, the brilliance within us, the divinity within us. So Andrew symbolizes the strength, while Simon Peter symbolizes the faith. And when strength finds faith, they are brothers consciously in the mind, and a bond of unity is established that carries one along, even though one may encounter very adverse circumstances. The next slide is a lotus. So you may not know this about lotuses. This is a really cool thing. It's a symbol of strength and perseverance in Buddhism, but the deal is it comes into existence in the dark depths of the pond of a muddy environment underwater. Yay! Thank you, Julie. So the lotus flower keeps growing in very difficult circumstances until it reaches the surface and opens its petals to the sun and becomes a mesmerizing beauty. So that's the opportunity for us when we're feeling we're in dark circumstances, to tune back into that which will allow us to rise to the surface and know the beauty and truth of who we are. So I want to speak a few minutes. The next slide is David and Goliath. So most of us know this story from childhood, and I would love to read the whole thing, but it's way too long, so I'm going to give you just a few excerpts from it. So David is a young boy, and he's been left at home, and he goes to the battlefront, which the Philistines are on one hill, and the Israelites are on another hill, and to bring his brothers food. And while he's there, the Goliath makes his daily threat. He's been doing this for 40 days. And he says to Israel, "Why do you come out and line up for battle? Am I not a Philistine, and are you not the servants of Saul? Choose a man and have him come down to me. If he is able to fight and kill me, we will become your subjects. But if I overcome him and kill him, you will become our subjects and serve us." Then the Philistines said, "This day I defy the armies of Israel. Give me a man and let us fight each other." Well, Israel had been hearing these words for now over a month, and they were shaking in their boots and were terrified. So David hears this threat, and so the innocence of youth, he says, who is this idiot to threaten the army of God, the army of Israel? And so he goes to Saul and says, let no one lose heart on account of this Philistine. Your servant will go and fight him. So Saul tries to put his armor on him. It weighs him down. He can't move around. He says, enough of this. I'm going with my slingshot. And he stops and picks up 5 round stones. So Saul says, okay, go, and may God be with you. So now, Goliath, who I haven't mentioned, he's humongous. He's like way over 6 feet tall and threatening in physical appearance. He says to David, who's this little guy with a slingshot, "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. "Come here," he said, "and I'll give your flesh to the birds and the wild animals to eat." But David was in an unflappable place, and he said, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands. And so it happens. He takes one stone, slings it at him. It hits him in the forehead, knocks him down. He goes over, and now this is a gruesome part. So gets he didn't even have a sword. He gets Goliath's sword, and but so we all can relate to this story because we all have giants, things that seem so gigantic, so impossible to face, so foreboding. And so this story is for us. And the other piece I didn't tell you is when he was trying to negotiate with Saul to let him do it, because Saul's going, you're just a kid. I don't know that I can do this. He says, look, I've been tending my father's sheep, and a bear would come and try to get one of my sheep, and I would deal with him, leave him dead in the ashes, and then a lion would come, and I would deal with him and rescue my sheep, and they were the ones that were dead, not me. So David had this storehouse of knowing he had the strength within him. So our story is the power of God is bigger than any monster we must face. David's strength was knowing that nothing was bigger than the power within him. And that's really all of our strength, to know there is nothing bigger in the circumstances of our life that we cannot handle, that this power within us cannot handle. So if we look at it metaphysically, all characters represent parts of ourselves. So David represents human weakness unable by itself to meet the challenges. But when he says, I come in the name of the Lord or God, then that represents God mind and relates us to our divine identity. So the truest part of us. So for us today, anytime, there's 12 powers in unity thought. Anytime you come into those, you come into peace, you come into joy, you're talking about the divine identity. So this story represents this part: strength, stability, courage, tenacity, or perseverance. So it is in all of us. In slide 8, Charles Fillmore teaches, spiritual strength always overcomes the seemingly strong personal and material conditions. That's what this story is a parable of. That the things can be so frightening, the things on the outside in the physical world can look so daunting, but we forget we got to go back into the invisible world. The next slide, courage and strength. So courage is a big part of strength, and courage is remembering we don't have to stand in fear. We can always choose to go toward love, to stand in spiritual principles even when circumstances look difficult. And when we're in that state, if you're anything like me, you get kind of in a, okay, everything's okay space, and then before you know it, the fear comes knocking back at the door, so we just keep returning again and again. We remember, that's the fear. I'm not going with that. I'm going with the spiritual truths that I know. So I have a list of practices to cultivate strength. So you can journal about a hope or a dream and ask yourself, if you were courageous, what might you do? What's stopping you from going after that dream? What's the Goliath? And then face it, and then let the inner strength move you through it. Janice Stanfield has a cool song called If I Were Brave. What would I do if I were brave? So that's just our question. If we could tap back into this inner resource within us that seems that the outer thing is stopping us, we go in to get the path through that. Then recall a time of strength. So David was recalling to Saul about defeating a lion and a bear, right? So I haven't done that, but I have a story that I had to face a Goliath in my first years of seminary that was the big dude on campus, the theological dude, and I had already taken a class on Old Testament and already had to spit out all these facts like who was Moses' father, and stuff that, you read one time, then you had to remember, and you got tested on, and I'm going to this guy and saying, I already took this class, and I don't think I need to take it again. And he goes, oh, but you haven't taken it from me. And I'm going, oh. So I kept negotiating. I kept standing in my strength because I knew that this was horrible stuff, that I am not one of those, I don't have one of those brains that just remembers things and spits it back out. I have a brain that if I learn something, then I can apply it to my life theologically, but, forget remembering all these names of places and people and all that crap. So I just was standing, and I am not doing this again. And that is my story and my strength, and I go back to it when I need to, that he relented in that I still had to go show up at his class every time it happened, and I still had to write a paper, but I didn't have to take a test on all that stuff, right? So you just get your story, tuck it in your heart, pull it out when there's Goliath standing in front of you. Display a symbol for strength and courage. So I brought my little symbol with me. So bears are, if you look them up on Google, what do they symbolize? They symbolize strength, family, protection. So we all have our inner bear we can turn to. You've heard, or I've heard anyway, that that you don't want to ever run into a mama bear protecting her cubs, right? Fierce. It's a fierce love going on there, fierce strength. And then here's something you can do. These are all kind of mental things, something you can do physically. So when you're feeling the need, stand tall and breathe. See spring green light filling the small of your back. That's the location for the power of strength. And just let yourself reside in that. Know you have all the strength you need. Then the final one is be grateful. So this sentence came to me. I love it. Gratitude changes our focus from yikes to wow. Isn't that great? So people will text me, oh, I'm in the ER, and I'm going, yikes, But we can go, wow, there's people here that can help us. We have within us everything we need to deal with this situation. So one of my favorite quotes on gratitude is by Melody Beatty. And just close your eyes and let these words wash into you. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. So when we get in touch with the power of the strength within us and we become grateful, then just the gate is thrown open for anything powerful to happen. So our last slide is an affirmation. And I'm going to invite us all to say it together. I am strong. My strength comes from within. So you have all the strength you need from an unlimited source. I behold the strength in you. Our strength is limited only by the limitations within our mind. My beloveds, you have the power. I behold the Christ in you. And now it's time for some music.
Great talk, just needed a little more reverb.
Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. Go on. Just kidding.
It's time for us to prepare for our meditation, and Harold will inspire us with another one of his beautiful compositions. Is the guitar coming through the mains?
Is it on? I'm meditating on the guitar to see if I can make it sound. By the way, sometimes a message is so good, you have to have the echo so you can hear it twice. So. Little girl looked in her mother's eyes and asked a question that could only come from a child. Mommy, are there angels, and do they really fly? Will I know one when I see one? This was her reply. Oh, angels don't always wear wings. They live inside your hopes and prayers and dance around your dreams. They echo from the silence of quiet acts of kindness. Oh, angels don't always wear wings. There are little miracles that happen every day that never make the headlines, but make a difference anyway. Do you remember how your grandma dried your tears when you thought the world looked hopeless? Then she'd magically appear. Oh, angels don't always wear wings. They live inside your hopes and prayers and dance around your dreams. They echo from the silence of quiet acts of kindness. Oh, angels don't always wear wings. There are moments in our life when we may not realize that we're in the presence of God's messenger of love. Oh, angels don't always wear wings. They live inside your hopes and prayers and dance around your dreams. They echo from the silence of quiet acts of kindness. Oh, angels don't always wear wings. Angels don't always wear wings. Angels don't always wear wings. Oh, angels don't always wear wings.
Do what? Oh, This one's working now. Okay. So thank you for that beautiful song. I'm just going to invite us to go into the stillness and the silence. I'm going to give you a few sentences for you to say silently to yourself, and then we're just going to let Spirit take over. I am divine strength. I am strong and courageous in body, mind, and spirit. I am centered in truth during times of change. I am confident, courageous, and faithful to the truth I know. So take a nice, big, deep breath. Blow it out. Go into the silence. And as we come back together, we remember we have the power to face anything. We have the power of the Christ in our very being. And so it is. Okay, we're going to have some ushers coming up the aisle in a moment. And it's time for us to gather our tithes and offerings. There's our blessing up here. And if you have a physical one, you would hold it in your hands. We will bless it with this blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving.
Hey, Sherry, is the guitar coming? Is it out of the monitor or the mains?
I don't hear it. I just.
Yeah, he's not hearing it.
As long as they can hear it out there, and if they can't, we got the piano. Okay. Okay. Something here is calling us forward, upward motion. We're drops in one ocean. Roll on.
Something here is calling us forward, upward motion.
We're drops in one ocean. Roll on.
Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Right now.
Ooh, ooh. I'll stay out of your way.
Every day's a chance you can do something amazing. Just feel your passion blazing and shine. Ooh.
Paint with every vision and dance in new directions. Explode to new heights in your mind.
I will rise up with you today. Lift up my voice
and boldly say,
we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Right now.
ooh, ooh. One dream, one voice, one heart, one world. One dream,
one dream,
one voice,
one
heart, one world. One dream, one voice, one heart, one world. Live a dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together.
Harold Payne.
So now let us bless our gifts. We're so very grateful for these gifts. We remember that the gift and the giver are one, and we send these gifts forward to expand the love and joy consciousness within this community in Richmond and around the world. So let's do our affirmation of I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. And so it is. So we have some chaplains present. Would they please stand? And we're inviting you to connect with one of them after the service if you have a Goliath and would like some prayer support around that, or if you have a joy. They are the lights of this community. And we also, I haven't mentioned this in a long time, so we also have a prayer box over there. If you put a prayer in there, it is emailed out every Monday, and our prayer team and chaplains hold that in prayer. So then we want to acknowledge everyone who's been helping today, from the folks who greeted at the door, to Marcy and Safari, to our fellowship team, to our ushers, to Harold and our music team, to our sound tech, and live stream operator. Let's give them our blessing. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ you are. And we see you doing amazing things.
Well, I can't find the kids.
They must be outside. So we are grateful for them and we bless them. And then we'll move on to our closing prayer. So everyone please stand for the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace, each